I almost quit D&D yesterday. Hey there, adventurers. I'm Judd, and this is Short Rest Studios, where we believe fun builds community. Last night was game night, and I'd been having a rough day. If you're not part of the regular Short Rest Studios community, you probably don't know that I lost my job a month ago after spending almost 2 years looking for one. I kind of buckled under the weight of my inability to help provide for my family. I was feeling pretty worthless. I've always struggled with anxiety and depression. And in this situation where someone who doesn't deal with those conditions would reasonably feel worried and sad, I just doubled down on it. I'm making this video today because I need to, for me, but also because maybe one of you watching it needs it too. I almost quit D&D yesterday, but I didn't, because I knew what it could do. There are a lot of reasons that I love D&D, and when I say D&D, I really mean the tabletop role-playing hobby, not just one specific game. I love the strategy and the laughs and the crazy moments. I love getting to tell people what to do. Really, though, the things that I love most about this hobby are maybe the most intangible and the most powerful. I think most of us can agree with this. I love having fun, and there's plenty of fun to be had in playing pretend and in rolling the dice and experiencing the unexpected, even if it means your character loses. And there's always something to laugh at least at my table, and usually it's me trying to do some silly voice. The enjoyment and the laughter are a big part of what I love about D&D. I love the creativity. For a lot of us, role-playing games might be the only creative outlet we have. We get to tell stories together, imagine fantasy or sci-fi worlds, or sometimes just worlds that only differ slightly from our own. But we're imagining, we're creating something together in the moment. It's a kind of creative expression that most of us don't get to engage in on a day-to-day basis. And for those of us who are blessed enough to be professional creatives, it's an opportunity to express our imaginations in a way that isn't bound to our paychecks. This one might sound a little weird, but I love that playing D&D forces me to be vulnerable. Pretending to be an elf wizard in a fantasy world fighting a dragon is, well, let's just say it's socially awkward. At least it feels that way, even when you're sitting around a table with other people who are doing the same thing. It might seem counterintuitive, but in order to role play, you have to open up part of yourself that you don't usually show other people, things that you feel or imagine that you keep hidden in most situations. That's why it feels awkward, especially the first time you do it, but that's also why it's a good thing. And really, the best one is this. I love that I can find community in tabletop role-playing games. It's a way to connect with people you've never met who share your love for the hobby, to laugh with them, to work together for a common goal, even if it is a pretend one. When you have fun together, especially when you engage in this kind of vulnerable, creative fun, you build bonds. And by the end of it, you have friends. Like I said, anxiety and depression have been with me a long time. I have good and bad days, just like most of us. It still hammers me, but I've learned how to live with it. As a Christian, my faith has helped me. I've sought psychological help. I take medication. I've learned through all this that being with people, having fun, laughing together, focusing my mind on creative things helps me crawl out of that darkness. I looked up a November 2024 article, which I'll link to in the description, that said more than 18% of American adults had some kind of anxiety issue in 2022, and that was up from 15.6% in 2019. Depression rates rose from 18.5% to 21.4%. That's more than 71 million people. According to the CDC, in 2022 and 23, 11% of kids ages 3 to 17 had anxiety. 4% had depression. I'm not just throwing numbers at you, and this isn't a scientific study. I just know I'm not alone. I also know that a lot of you have it worse than I do. And maybe it feels silly to say to you that a game could save me, but here's what I think. And really, you can take it or leave it, but I hope it helps you. I'm an American, clearly, and the only real experience I have is with American culture. But if you're watching this and you live somewhere else in the world, maybe you can still find some relatable truth in this. I really think that the culture we've created for ourselves in American society has driven us to the place where tens of millions of people, adults and children, suffer from anxiety and depression. Our society is all about status, performance, productivity, money. And yes, we should be paid for our work. We all have responsibilities that are important. We all have bills to pay. We got to eat and put a roof over our heads. But this society we built in America ties so much of our self-worth to our job and our paycheck and how hard we work. And those things are important, but we leave no room for fun or creativity or community, for beauty. And that's important too. We actually need it to live, to thrive. It's no wonder so many of us feel anxious, alone, and worthless. I almost quit D&D yesterday because my soul hurt. But I didn't, because I knew that the chance to sit around a table, rolling dice, laughing, and telling a story with my friends was going to pull me out of that hole, at least for a little while. By offering us creative expression, the chance to be vulnerable with other people, to get out of our own heads and into somebody else's for a while, to have fun, to laugh, to be with friends. Tabletop role-playing games offer us beauty we desperately need, and that's healing for our minds. It's no replacement for getting the help you need, certainly, but this hobby keeps me going sometimes when I don't think I can anymore. Get help, my friend, and keep playing games. Before I finish this, I want to say thank you to the friends who have played these games with me and helped me out of the dark. People like Scott, Casey, Zoe, Jason, Sharissa, Sarah, Sean, Abdul, Andrew, Kirsten, Justin, Sam, Emily, Jim, Bob, Anto, Matt, and Mark. And thank you to everyone who sat at my table or allowed me to be at theirs at a con. And thank you, adventurers, for hanging out with me almost every week for nearly 3 years now. You bring some much needed light and beauty into my world. I'll see you next time on Short Rest Studios.